Today's video is about the cue ball control, super important video. Many of the misses are because of too much thinking about the cue ball control or thinking not the correct way about the cue ball control. You will see few cue ball control routines and how to develop your knowledge about the cue ball. But remember that it always starts with what angle you have on the object ball and what's the distance between the cue ball and the object ball. And after you've checked the angle carefully, you see what's the distance between the cue ball and the object ball, then you can make your decision how and what's the shot on the cue ball and how to make it go on the place on the table where you want it to be. So here I've set a shot on the blue ball and one red ball. It all depends what angle you have and what's the distance between the blue ball and the cue ball to choose the right shot to get on the red. I've put too little angle, very little angle, which is not enough to play a topspin shot, one cushion, and to leave myself comfortable on the red. So I'll play the shot first, and you'll see that I'll bounce off the cushion and I'll be somewhere here, which is not very good on this red. So just simple topspin shot. So I hit the cushion there. I'm not on the red from this angle. I'll play the shot from the same angle. And now the thing is that if you're not aware where the cue ball is gonna go from this angle, you may miss that ball fraction thin to make the angle wider and to make the cue ball to get the cushion slightly closer to the black cushion and to be on the red. So now I'm not thinking that much about the angle, all right? I'm thinking more about the cue ball, and that will make me miss because the angle is too little, because I didn't assess that angle correctly. I was thinking first about the position, and then I just completely forget to put the ball. I underestimate the ball, and I may miss. So I'm overcutting this now. So I overcut, okay. I knew the red ball is gonna hit my cue ball. So I'll overcut it even a little bit more. So the red ball is not getting that jaw. So I overcut it a lot. Yeah, I put it here in the middle pocket. So I overcut it to make the cue ball get the cushion a little bit closer to the black cushion and to be on the red. This is so common mistake. I see people making this mistake a lot. So that means that the mistake is made even before you go down on the shot, all right? So obviously here in this situation, the correct shot is not to play a topspin. So there are few ways to widen the angle when it's not enough. I can play topspin left-hand side, or I can play the stun run through shot. It's up to you. It's up how do you feel. I would prefer to play the stun run through shot, just not to use that unnecessary that much side spin. But the shot is much more difficult to control, and that's why many players are choosing the topspin shot here. They widen the angle, they miss, and then they blame their technique for this miss. It's not the technique, it is just recognizing the angle and having the correct decision to make the cue ball go where you want to. Just to show you, I'll try the stun run through shot from pretty much the same angle, so I'll try to force the angle now. Okay, not very good. I'm a bit closer to the cushion. I'll try it again. But that's the way to get position on this shot when you don't have enough angle on the blue. So I'll try it again to force it. Okay, now that's absolutely perfect. I'm 25-30 centimeters from the red. I force the angle with the stun run through shot, and that's the correct shot to play here. I'll show you another example which will help you to judge the angles, and depending on what's the angle on the shot, what you need to adjust on the cue ball in terms of height and speed. Here, different situation, not the same as the blue ball. Now try to get on this red from different angles. Okay, so the first shot is going to be where I'm pretty much straight on the black, very little angle, so I'll have to force the angle. Then when I move the white a little bit lower on the black, a little bit lower, that will completely change the shot to make position here to be on the red ball. So if you're not judging this angle correctly, you may not choose the correct shot to make the cue ball there. The first shot here is more of a stun shot with lots of power, so I have to try to force the angle. Force the angle a little bit, perfect on the red. Now if I put more angle, I definitely need to make a softer shot. So here I have to strike the cue ball slightly lower and slightly softer because the angle is bigger to make the cue ball to go on the same place on the table. And you can see that the cue ball made pretty much the same path. And now if I put even more angle, so now I'm almost too low on the black, now I have to go even lower on the cue ball and to play the shot even softer. And you can see that the cue ball is making pretty much the same thing as the first shot. But these three shots, they are very different. The first one is to force the angle with stun shot. Then the second one is just a simple stun shot, not forcing the angle because you have enough angle. And then the third one is just a soft screw to make the cue ball slow down and not to run off away from your next shot, which is the red ball here. So remember that in the cue ball control, first you have to judge the angle to see what's the distance between the cue ball and the object ball, and then make your decision what to do with the cue ball. After all of this thinking is finished, then just concentrate to pot the ball. If you like the videos, share them, subscribe to the channel, and thank you very much for watching. See you next time.